This is the retreat house. This is La Cascade. It is a 400-year-old stone house in the medieval village of Durfort. And this is where we are. You're going to see those beautiful French blue shutters, and that is our home for the week. It has water running through it because it was copper pots. So this was an artisan village in the medieval times. Everybody that lived there and worked there were artists, and they made copper pots. They made them in their house. They'd come out, they'd wash them off, and they would do them in this little stream that runs through. And it's right on the River Sorgue, so it is just absolutely gorgeous. So this is our home, right? This is our home. It is 3 stories. The first story is the kitchen and the living room. Second story, where you see those shutters up there, is where the bedrooms are. And, you know, it is double occupancy, but it is single. Everybody has their own twin beds. And then those adorable little ones at the top is our studio space. So that's where we will be up there looking out and looking over the village. Okay, so that's our home. So that's the first slide. And then this is the second. I want you to see, this is still, the little one to the left is still the streets of Durfort, just looking the other way. And then this is Nesha, and Nesha is the owner of La Cascade. She's Turkish, and she has such an interesting background. She's Turkish. And then when she was in high school, she went to Germany and then studied high school and college in Germany. And this woman is a masterful chef. She cooks French food and really simple but amazing food from the area. So everything is organic. It's direct from the farms, you know, the French cheeses, you know, all of that kind of stuff. So Nesha is our hostess with the mostest, and here is me and Nesha. And then this is Nesha's kitchen. I put it in there. We don't spend a lot of time in there. We'll get our coffee and our breakfast in there, but that is Nesha's domain. And then these are just some of the foods that she makes. You know, we'll have a French picnic lunch. There is a part where there's a tiny little park. There's fresh fountain and water where people come from Toulouse. They drive in an hour. They drive from all over the area just to get the fresh water that comes into Durfort. And it is spring water. It is amazing. So we just walk out and gather our water every day. And we'll be having a picnic there. And then you can see the picnic lunch where we just have it one afternoon. And then, of course, you know, something that Nesha cooks. So we will be eating like queens, I promise you. Okay.
That's right.
So this is the first floor. These are the steps that go up into, so you can just see and manage the steps. That's going from the first floor of the house up to the second floor. Second floor is where the bedrooms are. And I just want you to see, they're all decorated in French flea market kind of style, and everything that's been there has been picked from the Great Vide Grenades and hand curated and put together. So that's where we'll be staying up there. And then this is our studio space. So we'll be going up to the studio. Everybody will have their own little area to bead on. You'll have what you need. Kate will have a table. The one on the left is just a close-up of my retreat this last summer, because we were making our own Oracle card deck. So I was having, you know, we were working with paints and papers and all those kind of things. So this is our studio on the 3rd floor. Okay. And here we go. This is Durfort itself. This is the River Sorgue that runs through Durfort, and this to the right, that is the Cascade that is right behind our house. So when we walk out the back of La Cascade, there's full terraces. We will be eating on the terrace outside because that's where we do, and we will be looking at and listening to the Cascade, which is why it's called La Cascade. This is the downtown cafe that everybody hangs out in. There is literally one cafe coffee shop. People come in and then they'll have their aperitifs at night. So there will be time if you guys want to walk around before dinner. You know, you can do whatever you're doing in the studio, or you can just go have a pastis, right? Which is like
nothing I love more than a pastis, I'll tell you.
I'm telling you, can walk down, we can have a little pastis, we can hang out with the French. And this is not, I love Paris, you guys. I've been to Paris multiple times. This is not Paris. This is rural south of France. You will be around people that speak French. They know us. They love us there. They welcome. La Cascade's been in business for almost 20 years, and the locals adore us. So, you know, there is no nasty French people being mad at you. There is just welcoming French people who love us with open arms, want to give us kisses and, have us be on our way. This mural, I love this mural. It's actually in downtown, and it's artists. They've brought in artists to be able to add in new contemporary art in this old French village, which I think is really interesting. And then Durfort can be a hopping in place. It can either be a very sleepy little town, or it can have like street fairs and other things in the summer, because summer is their high season. And so, they'll have music, they'll have things out front and dances and parties, and we may get lucky, or it may be a neighboring village. We don't know, right? So now here's Albi. This is one of our day trips, and we'll be driving to Albi. We'll have a passenger van. Everybody will be nice and comfortable. This is the cathedral in Albi that's been there for centuries, being able to walk up into it. And we'll be going to Albi. This is our excursion that we'll be going to the Toulouse-Lautrec Museum, and we will be having a day out for lunch and shopping. So that is our Albi trip and excursion. This is shopping in Albi, Toulouse-Lautrec's childhood home. The tour takes literally 5 minutes because it's completely in teeny, but it's fun to see where he lived. And on the left there is one of my favorite stores in life. It's called, I'm trying to think exactly the name of it, but it is really woad. There is a plant there that is called woad, and it dyes this amazing French blue dye. And this entire shop is all handmade and done in the French woad. And you really can only get this in this Midi-Pyrenees region. So, you can get, I ended up picking up woad ink for watercolors and stuff, and then that's the dress. They hand make pastels there from woad and from other things where they are all handmade French pastels. And when you put those on paper, it's like butter, babe. This is the Toulouse-Lautrec Museum. So obviously picture of me outside of there, and then the inside of the Toulouse-Lautrec Museum. It is so inspiring to see his early work. And for jewelry artists, it's still, how did he use line? How did he use color? How did he use form? Because just because he's a painter doesn't mean that we can't take inspiration for our beading, our jewelry work, and our memory necklace. And then here we go. This is our Saturday Revel market. This is traditional French market. This market has been opened every Saturday for the last, 500 years. It did shut down for 2 weeks during COVID, and they actually rebelled. Everybody there rebelled and said, you will not take our market away from us during the pandemic. And they all came back, and the French government had to do cautions and how you were going to do this, because the locals are like, I don't care what's happening. You don't take away my market from me. Like, they are very serious. So that's our Saturday market, which is a food market, spices, clothing, bags, shoes, shopping. So what I'm going to say is, everybody it's summer, bring light clothes, bring a small bag and fill it up, because there's going to be so many fun things to fill it up with. And then this is our Vide Grenay, and Vide Grenay is our flea markets, and that's on Sunday. And that is where we're going to be able to get trinkets for our memory necklace. That's where you're going to be able to, and I have to tell you, it is so much less expensive to do the flea markets and the Vide Grenays in the smaller villages than it is to do Paris, obviously. Yeah. You can go do the Paris flea markets, and I've done them, and I have a lot of things in my house from the Paris flea markets, and I overpaid for them, and it's like at the local markets, you're going to get in there €1. I found a bunch of religious charms once where they were a box of really amazing old religion charms, and I think I paid €3 for, 150 charms. And then this is just, this is typical, you got the lavender, you got the sunflowers, and you got the south of France. The air smells different. The food is locally harvested, all the grains. So people that in my groups where they have gluten allergies there and they haven't been able to eat bread, they eat a baguette a day. Like, they can eat the bread because it's all locally grown there, milled there. There's no GMO in it. So it's just the French countryside.